try to fly, I fall without my wings. I feel so small. I guess I need you, baby. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I am coming at you today with a VeVe Omi. Well, a little bit of that. I do have a podcast coming on, but first we have a thing to go to. We have an announcement from daCat, and daCat has a new website. The new website, let me go to my shit. Talking about it live right now. We have a new website, so it's dacat.fun. If you go over there, you can go and read the new white paper that we have. You have the table of contents, intro, the problem, the daCat solution, tokenomics, governance and engagement, the roadmap, team and advisors, technical overview, risks and considerations, and then a conclusion. The problem that we have that addresses these main points is that lack of community voice. Many projects do ignore their holders, leading to disengagement. There's limited utility. Meme tokens often lack real-world ecosystem or utility. Accessibility. High cost and complexity deter mainstream adoption, and centralized control. Traditional platforms restrict ownership and creativity. We have a solution, though, at daCat. Community, government. Holders influence project direction via exclusive holder Telegram channels for decision-making. And we have daCat serving as the fuel for the ecosystem. We have transactions, rewards, and exclusive perks. We do have strategic partnerships, collaborations with DEXs and SEXs, VeVe Comics, and media platforms amplify reach. And we have vibrant engagement. Daily events like Catter Day, AMAs, and community challenges keep the community roaring. Tokenomics is pretty simple. There are 420,690,000,000,000 tokens. There are 17 trillion that have been burned, though, which is great. So the max circulating supply is 403 trillion, give or take. The contract address you could get down below. We have Saffron daCat saying daCat in the house. Yes, we are. And we have a little bit to go over with, and I'll do a whole live on this tomorrow. I only have a little bit right now before my friend comes on. But we have some Futureverse stuff to go over. It is official. It is official. Let me see. There's a lot of these. Today, the Futureverse board made the difficult decision to begin a restructuring of the business. While we made significant progress building world-leading AI models, developing more than 30 open source protocols, and partnering with some of the world's top brands, we recognize that the adjustments are needed to ensure the long-term sustainability of our vision. This process will allow us to focus on strengthening the foundation of the company and reshaping the structure so we can continue to support our core products and applications. Importantly, the restructuring only impacts Futureverse Corporation and does not directly affect subsidiaries. Futureverse has always been rooted in collaboration and innovation, and our aim remains to carry this work forward in a stronger, more sustainable form. If you go to Futureverse right now, spell that. Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay. They have 66,000 followers over on X. And again, this post was made as of a couple hours ago. They didn't allow any comments in there. So people are big mad and they are requoting everything. Kaki Gaijin goes over and says, I guess VeVe can't partner with the Futureverse now. And daCat has seemed to outlasted all of them. New daCat website is available right now at dacat.fun. And yeah, I thought it was really interesting that you have all of these companies that raise $100 million. You have these companies that raise insane amounts of money at an inflated valuation, and there's nothing to support that valuation. And I've seen this before. You could talk to anyone that's been that was born in like the 80s, maybe born in like the 70s. They let you know about the .com bubble. You could talk to anyone that was born in probably the 80s, and they could tell you about the housing crisis and collapse and the CDO market and synthetic CDO markets. And then anyone that's been in the Web3 space for more than one cycle. Yeah, we saw it last cycle. Oh, you have an NFT project? Oh my God, let me give you like $2 million. And you go and you raise that money, but you don't have any IP. You don't have, you just have a 10,000 PFP project, and people are like, oh, it's an NFT. A lot of VCs really get this wrong, and be advised, guys, that VCs, 60% of what they invest in all goes to zero. Like the average of a fairly successful VC is giving 10 projects X amount of dollars, knowing that 6 of them will go to zero. You know, 1 or 2 they'll like kind of break even on, 1 they'll make a little money on, and they're hoping that 1 just covers the rest of the losses. And they have to wait years for that to kind of pay off. VCs are generally not very good at doing this. They have a really poor they have a really poor ratio for investing to ROI. Now, again, the ones that make it do crazy. But this is why crypto generally is, again, as long as you go into different projects. Like if you go into a meme coin, probably not going to work out. But if you go into a token like daCat that has a business behind it, have a whole team behind it, the person behind it is doxed. And again, when you go and take a look at their daCat solution, they have community governments, token utility, strategic partnerships, some of which I'm behind, and then the vibrant engagement as well. I mean, we've been around since 23. I don't know. I think Recur had probably fallen by that point. Nike taking over Artifact had fallen by that point. Or even if it didn't, it did shortly after. I mean, daCat's outlasting all of them. I think this is the power of IP and the power of a team. What's up, Zombie? How's it going? Cat216 says, hey, Randy. DeBaker saying, reposted the stream, my man. So yeah, Kaki Gaijin says, I guess now VeVe can't partner with Futureverse because Futureverse has officially closed up. And you have a lot of people that are big mad. You have this guy named Ash Sires saying, reputation tip, never turn off your comments, take it on the chin. You have a guy named DS or Expect DS over on X that has 44,000 followers saying, building in this space is incredibly hard, not just technically, but operationally, legally, and financially. It requires long-term conviction, relentless innovation, and resilience. That's why I have nothing but respect for what the Futureverse team has built and the bold steps they're taking to ensure their long-term vision. I hope they come out of this stronger than ever. Moments like this are also a reminder of how far we've come with Spectar, not sure what that is, creating something truly valuable, complex, foundational in an industry where most never make it this far. The work we're doing isn't easy, but it matters, and that's exactly why we'll keep going. I mean, I don't know the Futureverse team, and fortune does tend to favor the bold, but that's only the bold people you read about. Who won the AFC Championship in 2005? I have no idea, but and most people probably don't. But they probably know who won the Super Bowl. They probably even know who lost the Super Bowl. You typically only read about the success stories of the bold. This was not a success story, but Expect DS shouts him out for trying because most people don't even try. Like you said, most never even make it this far. It does sound like he's kind of celebrating how far they made it, even though it was technically a failure, and a bunch of people are straight up not having a good time. You have Wes Wilder going on and saying this aged well. Lyra skins and polished virtue signaling plus doxing equals bad karma. Didn't make it a year. Rip rabbits. Hope they're held accountable for rugging their community. Are they? Did they? Benny Wes Wilder says total bitch move to dox someone because they critiqued your product and busted balls a bit. Thin skin rep. Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. That sounds like a personal beef. Mark Alar, 1,800 followers, says rug complete. Well, formerly it was always a rug. Worst people in the space. This sounds like somebody that is just a little bit salty at what they're doing, or what they've done, just because maybe he made an investment in them and then it didn't work out. Although it does look like the team sold their bags before the formal announcement, which is not a great look. And they had something to do with Root as well. Again, we're going to go over this in depth tomorrow. World-leading AI models. I've never heard of anything that they've been doing with AI. Is it world-leading? Is that like, I remember this one guy that I was going to give money to. It's called like God's Trucking. And it's like the #1 trucking company in America. I was like, God, you have one truck and it's broke down. If you're ever going to give to business owners, especially truckers, make sure they have minimum 2 trucks, if not 3, because if they only have one truck and the truck goes down, they have no money coming in, and it's like impossible. Are you kidding me? Wait, is it okay? Dolphins, Jets, battle of the 0-3s. And the Dolphins are already up 10-0. Now, granted, it's the second quarter. But yeah, this is Miami had a field goal in the first quarter and so far a touchdown in the second quarter. I think the worst thing I ever did in life was become a Jet fan. It has been nothing but horribleness. But I'm from New York, so that's what I'll continue to be. What do we got here? Oh, Savro the Cat reposting the stream. Cosmic Disarray Mass Only Mesmer says, "Oh snap! They shut off comments. Not a great look." You have Acromy saying, "Can't CryptoPunks just buy it all and just make the on-chain metaverse gaming universe happen like yesterday?" I feel like so many companies are building amazing stuff but aren't communicating with each other. Need Web3 to bridge items between Fortnite 3.0, GTA, etc. I would love it if that were to happen, but it's just so many people want to get their piece of the pie, and just unfortunately not, really not possible for a lot. You need community, you need sales. VeVe is really good at having good community and really good at sales, but yeah, and VeVe's one of the only ones left. Dan Smith says, "Good riddance. Looking forward to liquidation proceedings. Remember, everyone that transfers and enrichment found to be made unjustly can be frozen and reversed, going back up to 2 years. Time to look up and report any transfers of property and assets to provide receivership." Wes Wilder says, "Restructuring and lock comments. Interesting. Legit restructuring, or did they rug?" I don't think they necessarily rug. I think they just tried to keep it going as long as possible. Turns out they couldn't, and then it looks like they sold their bags before they told anyone that this was happening. So really not a great look, but I don't think this was a rug. Again, I don't know anything about them. It just looks like they tried and they just didn't make it. Like Recur, like Autograph.io, like Cryptoys, like they, again, it's a hard business. So I don't think they purposely did this. I think they just tried and it just didn't work. Barthazian, 28,000 followers on X, says, "Translation, the way we were burning money won't work anymore. So we're going to find a way to spend less as a company so we can pay ourselves more in salaries." He seems a little salty as well. But yeah, fair point. And then I have my friend Jess coming on in 10, 20 minutes, give or take. People feeling really not good about this. Speak of the devil. And Charlataire. My man.
Yes. How are you, honey?
Oh my God, I'm doing so well. I am doing so well. What was that song? Was it by The Cure? The one that Anarchy in the UK. I am an Antichrist. I am an anarchist.
I don't know the name of it is.
But you know what song I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. I think it's The Cure. Let me Google this. All right, hold on. We live in that. Okay. If I Google "I am an Antichrist," NSA gonna be yeah. Oh, Anarchy in the UK. First thing, Sex Pistols. That's what they are.
Sex Pistols. There we are.
Swag. So yeah, first off, love the Bone. Is that a Bone t-shirt, sweatshirt? Bone.
Absolutely. I'm just in my dead gear right now. That being said, me and my homies made this made this jacket, and there's like a full-fledged like crime mask in here.
Oh, that's so dope.
Just tuck it back, do crimes, and get on with your day.
So you can't like buy that. You have to make it.
Oh, absolutely. We made this from scratch, from a couple of different jackets, a bunch of different patches. On the side, it says Barbie. On the top, it says "Long live Rad Woman." It's got a Buddha on it that says, "I got the body of a god."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could wear one that says "Rad Woman."
Long live Rad Woman. You could wear it. You respect it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I was saying, do you have any extras? Can I buy one?
I can make you a custom.
I could do that. I've lost some weight recently. I'm feeling good, so I'm
see it in your face. Tell me you look good.
Well, thank you.
The clothing company. We actually over here we've got, it says "Make Grateful Money" because we're dead down. But the clothing company is Those Clothes. Like, what are those? I need one. I was like, you need those. That being said, in the those right there, we got a tiny little vagina. People like to put their finger in it.
It's amazing.
Works.
Yeah, so I I don't know what it, like, you ever at some point are just either undisciplined or unmotivated. There's like eating pizza, you're eating chips, like I don't feel like doing anything. And then one day, for no reason, there's no motivation. It's just like, I'm gonna go for a run. I'm gonna go work out.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much like ADHD for you. You can get the work done that a normal person would get done in 10 days in like 6 hours when you get that ADHD high. It's that little tingle in your brain that makes you do things.
Maybe that's what it is, because I thought it was like a like a video game, like, oh, I have to pass this turn. I don't have enough coins. I don't have enough tokens or whatever. I have to pass this turn. And that happens in whoever's controlling our avatars, but then they save up enough. I have determination coins, and they put it in you, and then suddenly just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Maybe that's what ADHD is. Maybe it comes in waves.
To an extent, it absolutely does, because that's what has you feeling slow and unmotivated and distracted. Like, I pretty much spent all morning in bed. I woke up at 11. I didn't get out of bed till about 1:30. And then I took care of my entire crop of plants. I cleaned my house, did dishes, did laundry, went bowling, kicked ass. Like, that's a low score for me. I bowl amateur, professional regularly.
You why weren't you on the bowling team in high school?
Probably because I guess I didn't realize in high school. So for those of you that don't know, we actually went to high school together. This motherfucker had a mullet and taught me how to kickbox.
Oh my God, I forgot about the mullet. I totally remember I totally remember that though.
And every time that we worked out, we'd leave and then you'd break my pack of cigarettes in half. Yeah.
One time.
Yeah. Well, it still hurt. I still think about it. I ain't holding a grudge, but here we are.
I guess 20 years later.
But yeah, no, I wasn't on the bowling team. I was usually at all their meets. I've been bowling since I was little. But just within the last 2-3 years have started getting back into it on more like a professional level. I got my own balls. I got my own shoes. I regularly bowl over a 170. So that 155 I sent you was garbage. Yeah. But no open frames. So here we go.
We'll go bowling when I visit. Yeah. We'll put some money on it. We'll put like a dollar a frame. Yeah.
Here for it.
Heck yeah.
Here for it. Give me reasons to exist out of spite.
Heck yeah. So there's I did some Lucy recently. I did it like on Friday. I did it on Friday.
Hell yeah.
It was a trip. I had one trip similar to this when I was in Vegas in 2023. Mm-hmm. And it was, I was gone for like a couple hours because I took one tab, and normally when I drink, it usually hits me in like hour and a half maybe.
Yeah.
And I was with a lady friend, and we boinked, and then we wasn't hitting, so it was like, all right, shower. We had a couple of drinks. We were watching Equalizer, and after that, so it was like 3 hours later, and it still didn't hit. I was like, all right, I'm taking another one. So I took another one, and then hour later, started feeling it, playing poker, and then we were supposed to go to Fremont Street, and then I was like, I'm trying to. My reality was like floating away. I was like, I'm feeling really weird. I gotta go to the room.
Yeah.
So, and then if I thought I was in VR, and if I were to take off the helmet, then I would. But I was like, I really like this life, and I was like, I heard these voices, like, what are they? And I was telling them like, okay, well, keep all of like this was like a simulation. And I was like, all right, keep all the military stuff in. That was great. But like, I hated being poor, so I never want to go back there again. Like that sucked. But it's like, the voices are telling me like, well, if you were never poor, then you wouldn't be this appreciative. Like, if you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, you just don't have, you don't taste the same flavors as you would as if you had to struggle. I was like, okay, fair point, but it still sucks. And then eventually I realized that the voices was actually the TV, and my name, I guess my name was like Dave in there, because like that's the guy
Dave's
they
not
had, like.
your man. Dave's not your man.
So I was like, oh, I'm in Yale. Okay, this makes sense. That we just did a thing, and this is so real. I guess I'm super smart. And something similar happened when I did it this time, where it was like, okay, I put on some music. I put on the like 42. I put on like Vivaldi, like the Four Seasons, like the 42 minutes of that. I put on some other stuff, like Lord of the Rings, Rohan, like, bro, that was so good. Anyway, I put a shirt over my face, and the question that I guess it wanted me to answer was, what do you want to do? It was like, I want to, because my back just started, I was on the couch for like 18 months. My back was like broken. Better now.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you want to do? It's like, I want to work out, and I want to eat, and I want to look good, and and it's like, okay, why? It's like, because it's fun. And it's like, okay, do you want to, is that a solitary activity? It's like, well, I want to do it with friends. Okay, who do you want to do it with? Like, I want to do it with a couple of friends that I know. It's like, okay, why don't you do that with them? Like, well, they live kind of far away. Like, okay, why don't you go to them? Like, I do go to them. They come to me. We see each other. I was like, well, why don't you do that permanently? I was like, I don't know. Why don't I do that permanently? It's like, okay, well, let's say if I do that, where would when you can only eat and work out so many hours during the day? I was like, well, yeah, but afterwards you can still hang with those friends and do like whatever. You don't have to be doing those things. You see a movie, you watch shows. I was like, okay, well, what do you talk about? What do you do? It's like, well, I'd love to show them Gilmore Girls, but I feel like they probably wouldn't be into that. So maybe like Stranger Things, maybe like like mysteries. Like mysteries are fun. It's like, but there's only so many mysteries that are on like TV. What about like, and you're at the mercy of those who write them. What about real world mysteries? Like, yeah, real world mysteries. I could, used to be a PI. I could use that stuff, and we could help. And it's like, but they're probably not going to want to do that. So I get into this kind of like a loop of eventually like, what could I help with? And it's like, okay, I'm not smart enough to be like a nuclear physicist or a theoretical physicist. I can only read what others write, and then maybe share that with others. I can't be on the cutting edge. And then it's like, okay, what do you think is going to be the best way to like help others like you? It's like, oh, like with my back? I was like, I don't know, doctors. It's like, okay, how do you have the best doctors? Well, you go to like university, you go to like Harvard, Yale, Oxford. It's like, okay, why do they go there? I was like, they go there because they're really smart. And this is another loop. Do they go there because they're smart, or are they smart because they go there? And then eventually it's like, okay, how could you make it better? I was like, well, you don't really become like a doctor usually until like 25, because you have to do like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can get people to become doctors younger, then they could practice longer, they could be on the cutting edge longer, be in their prime longer. And I was like, okay, well, how do you do that? You get them started younger, 16, 14, wherever. It's like, okay, well, how can you streamline that? It's like, I don't know. Who's smart enough to streamline that? I don't know. ChatGPT, AI. Okay, cool. How do you go in and streamline that? I was like, you have to fund. I'm not a coder, so maybe you have to fund it. But if I could help, how would I do it? And then I was like, I could volunteer myself to have a brain chip put in me, like Elon Musk Neuralink, and then have AI go into that, and then I was just a disembodied head,
You'd be
and so I'm on my bed, I'm naked, and I was like, oh, okay, there, and suddenly there's a chip in me, and there's wires into the chip and into the brain, and I was looking at my hand like, oh, I'm thinking and it's moving. This must be my new body. And then I was thinking, okay, well, if I'm going to go into this life and do that again, and like basically retest the simulation, see if there's any bugs. I was like, I don't want to ever be in a worse position than I was the last 2 times I took acid. And it's like, you're not, you will never be, but you have to eat, you have to quit drinking, and you have to eat right, you have to go to the gym consistently, and you have to get abs. And I put myself on a timeline to get abs by March. And if I don't, I die. Like, so I will have to, I mean, I should get it before March, but anyway, that was the trip about AI.
You're definitely not going to die. All of that being said, please watch Pantheon. on Netflix. I'm not over here trying to sell you a show, but that show was so beautiful, broke my brain, absolutely incredible, about AI, CI, uploaded intelligence, and the ending was just a beautiful, beautiful full circle. Plays a lot into what you're saying.
So
That
by all means, sell me on any show. I just Googled it. I will remind myself to watch it hopefully next weekend.
Yeah, Theon is absolutely incredible. It's an absolute trip. If you're looking for something that is not related to conversation, but just a beautiful aesthetic, watch Scavenger's Reign. It was just an incredible trip of a show. Did a bunch of horsey things, horsed around and watched that. It was a lot of fun. But I understand where you're coming from the trip, the disassociation, the thoughts, the timers, and all of that. Sometimes you just need to do a dose and have some fun, and sometimes you need to do a dose and work on some things that you're going through mentally. And sometimes you just don't need to do the dose, because that's literally like what happened with my buddy at Tipper's last show last weekend.
Yeah, tell us this story, because I know you told me already, but everyone needs to know because it's the greatest story ever.
Yes. I will, before I do that though, I will tell you I had a very similar trip. I was at Fish Lots last year. I did my things, I did my doses. I was at Fish Lots in Denver.
Okay.
I was selling beers and waters. I did my acid. And I went on a very weird trip. In the beginning of my trip, I was just asking all the big questions about the universe. And then I realized I was a scientist. And then I realized I was a scientist that was getting dementia. So I realized that I needed to put all of my brain power into curing dementia. This is one day in Fish Lots. Like by the end of the night, like I'm asking my best friend, I was just like, I was so convinced that we were going to Fish Lots every single day. And that every single night that he brought me back home, I would lose my memory around a certain point. And it was just dementia. And I'm just trying to focus in on curing. I am not a fucking scientist. I don't know how fucking dementia works. Smoke some weed. That is the #1 cure for dementia. They found that like human and rat brains and like work very similarly when they do all their tests. And they've not only found that marijuana stops the like what is it when the deterioration of your brain. Marijuana will stop the deterioration of your brain and start regrowing cells that are lost with dementia. So I don't know what type of trip that I was on. It actually really doesn't. That being said, I got this right here. I will put this out to everybody. This is a single syringe of RSO. You can see the little THC logo on there. There's a jelly type, almost like a waxy substance in there. RSO is the reason why we have medical marijuana. It's called Rick Simpson's oil. That being said, it helps with pain. It helps with sleep. It helps with nightmares. And I will take a half of a milliliter. You can even see the little markings on there.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't take the whole thing. You just take a half.
If you take a whole thing, you're sleeping for 2 days.
Okay, good enough.
I'll take a half to a full milliliter of this. I eat it on a little goldfish cracker, let it melt on my tongue so it doesn't make my teeth sticky. And I get great rest and less pain. Like I've had 2 displaced ribs for about the last 8 weeks, and I have been working full time and still going to shows and vending. So 10 10 recommend. But yeah, I had no idea where my brain was at. I really thought we got back to the house after Fish Lots and I had dementia. I thought I was never going to see the sunrise again. I thought I lost sight of color. Like, no, you're just high on acid. It happens. Best pro tip I can give you is find something that you like and refocus your attention to that. For me, it's hula hooping. You know, some people it's video games. Some people it's just changing a conversation or going for a walk outside. Reframe your mind space. Make sure you're with people that you're happy with. And just know that it's just acid. You just got to go for the ride and get through it and try to stay positive. Because if you can't do that, you're going to put yourself in a weird fucking space. Like, grab a coloring book. I don't fucking care. Like, it works. But yeah, so Tipper.
Wait, before we get to that, so two things.
Yeah.
One, I have taken acid before in a party setting, and that's great. So for me, there's multiple ways to take it. But on this day, on Friday, I knew I was like, all right, a couple of appointments canceled. I have like the stars aligned. And then again, I thought I was just a version of ChatGPT, and cool. But as far as the dementia goes, I'm very curious that it's not. So you have Planet Vampire saying Trump actually posted a pro CBD ad yesterday, which is cool. Planet Vampire says I use Delta 8 CBD at night, on it right now with sleeping pills, so he's feeling really good. For the dementia stuff, it's wild that it doesn't matter how you take it, and it just all of it helps, with whether it's the oil, whether it's smoking, ingesting. I know that broccoli sprouts and creatine help with dementia, or they lessen the effects of dementia, or at least they slow down the progression, which is really cool.
But that's the thing about the THC. So when you have THC, you've got THCA, THCC, you've got Delta 8, you've got Delta 9, you've got CBDs. But the thing with THCA is it actually stops the deterioration and then starts building back the cells. And that's
so
just
THCA. Preventatively. Like you could take it as a precaution, like, okay, that's really fucking cool.
Especially if it runs in the family and all of that, 100%. My ex-boyfriend's grandma, she had cancer, it was lung cancer, and then she had dementia. And when we finally got her on Rick Simpson's oil, like I will put my hand on God to this. I'll put my hand on a Bible, hand in front of a judge. You can smoke weed, you can do dabs, you can eat edibles, but this little tube right here, and mind you, I'm in Colorado, so 1,000 milliliters, a full tube, is only $16 for me.
Jeez.
Yeah, and that gives me anywhere from like 5 to 10 doses, depending on how much I'm taking. Also, it helps a lot. I've got friends with cancer. I know a lot of elders. These are the people that are battling a bunch of different types of diseases who literally cannot put food down. So like they just can't eat, you know? So if you take some of this, you're gonna take a nap and you're gonna wake up fucking starving. Like this is how, like one of my best friends, I met him, he rides rails, makes jewelry. He's a amazing person. But his mom's in a wheelchair after brain damage from a motorcycle accident. And she's just been losing weight like crazy over the last several months. And I've had her on RSO, and she'll do her morning things, take some RSO, take a nap, wake up hungry in time for dinner. So friends, family, children, anybody, I'm not over here just advocating for marijuana. I'm advocating for the reason why we have legal marijuana across any states. Rick Simpson's oil. This is what changed our entire government's view on marijuana. 100%.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, across the board, it helps with all sorts of things. So, yeah, fun stuff. Just
Sweet.
be ready to nap and eat.
I gotta try it. I'll let you know. Okay, so now, when you first told me about Tipper, I don't know why I was thinking Tipper Gore, like Al Gore's family. But tell me about Tipper, and what is the tell me about this whole scenario from start to finish, and this story is wild. So everyone listening, prepare thyself.
Yeah, guys, I've got a bunch of crazy stories for you. That being said, Tipper did get crazy. Me and my friends, we've been following Tipper for years. That being said, I know Tipper fans can be really fucking annoying, because they are just so drug ridden that they're just like, oh my God, you don't know Tipper? Oh my God. Not me and my friends. That being said, we have been following him for years. This last weekend was his last show ever. He's 49 years old, retiring permanently. And I got to go on the Sunday for his last ever show. I've been to over 850 shows and festivals in my life. I've seen tens of thousands of artists. And it just seemed really wholesome, very full circle to be there for this last show, even though it cost, I think we paid $350 a ticket each. So we go to the show, we've got nitrous, we've got acid, we've got ketamine. We're just trying to run lots, make some money. I brought my prints because I make art too. And this is some of the longest lines I've ever seen at Red Rocks, because usually people are partying in the lots. So we're just running lines, handing out balloons, doing our thing. And I got my hula hoops. No hula hoops allowed in Red Rocks. But so I go back to the
drag.
I know it's, but also they don't want people hurting other people with flow toys. So once Excision ruined Red Rocks for all of us, Red Rocks changed. They will literally unplug you at 11 p.m., like midnight. Just like, even if you're saying goodbye, they're just like, no, you goodbye. So I show up with Glitch Wizard and Ghost, and we're running lots per the usual. I go back to the car to go and drop off some hoops and, maybe a little nose powder. And this car pulls up next to us, and I'm like, homie, you are literally too big for this spot. You're going to get hit if you park here, like by people leaving. Like, there's a spot over there. He moves. Not even 5 minutes later, I get another car pull up to me, and his car is small enough. I don't say anything. Homie gets out of the car just wonky. And I'm like, I like you immediately. I was like, what's your name, friend? He said, Wheels. I was like, Wheels? I was like, first off, I was talking about you 2 days ago. Second off, I met you at Fish Lots earlier this year. And I was like, Ghost and Glitch? He was like, yeah. I was like, I'm going to get him back to the car right now. So I'm doing some nose powders with Wheels. I go get the boys. We get back to the car. Fun fact, all of us were at Fish Lots. And that's where I met Wheels. But the boys hadn't seen Wheels in 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And out of a 10,000 seat sold out show, 6 parking lots and road parking, Wheels manages to park fucking next to me while I'm at the car. I've been there for like 4 fucking minutes. So we're all over there. We're all getting high and all that. I could spare some details right there. But it's fine. It's time to go into the show. We make it into the show. We've got a lot of different things on us. So we're about to have a good time. First song at Tipper's set. We get in, we find some spots up near the trees on the side. I'm laying down, absorbing the frequencies and the fucking vibrations of Red Rocks and Tipper through the rocks that I'm laying on. And I can see the boys over there, and they're chilling, dancing, watching the show. And I'm just enjoying myself. And then I sit up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I think I'm a fucking... And so... meander over to a trash can, get it out real quick, go over to Ghost. And I'm like, where the fuck is Lucas? He's like, Lucas is probably with his people. He said he had to go talk to somebody. I'm like, all right. So we're fucking dancing, we're chilling. Dan's got a $1 bill that he calls his collection plate that he just has other people piling ketamine into. He's miscalculated greatly. And not realizing how much was in there. And did like half of it, and then did like another quarter of it. And he's like, let's roll a joint. I was like, I ain't rolling a joint in the dark. You want the stuff? I give him the stuff. This motherfucker sits on the ground and just lays backwards. Almost gets his face stepped on. I prop my arms up underneath his fucking shoulders, drag him into me. Now he's in fetal position, just holing out on the ground at Red Rocks. Everybody's like, is he okay? Do you need water? Do you need da-da-da? I was like, he's laying on the water. I got Starburst in my pocket. Give him fucking 10 minutes. He'll be back up. You're going to hate it. So he's wiggle worming on the ground, managed to kick 2 people. And then it wasn't hard or anything. He's just like trying to get out of this hole and didn't realize he's kicking people. But then, dude, he fucking props himself up on his knees. Sorry, hold up. He fucking props himself up on his knees. I can't see me anymore. Can you see me?
Yep.
Dope. And he's got this crazy distant stare. Looking at the fucking stairs, not even the stage. The chick next to me is like literally scared because he looks like violent and aggressive. This man, he's Grateful Dead family for life. Like he's Wrecking Crew. But not only does he have a Steely tattooed on his face, he tattooed that Steely on his own face.
Epic.
It is hard as fuck, dude. I call him my marshmallow thug. This is a fucking gangster and a man that's not afraid to weep in front of you. So he fucking sits up on his knees, squared up. I just jam a Starburst into his mouth. He's over here chewing like a horse, an uncomfortable looking fucking horse. And I have to pull him back to the ground because he's trying to do stairs again.
Oh.
Whatever, fucking, he gets out of the hole. We're dancing. We go down to the bottom, so we're fucking right up front. We know Tipper's show's about to end. The last song of Tipper, I am laying on my back, absorbing the vibrations and the frequencies through Red Rocks, just silent, raging on my back with tears silently rolling down my face. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful fucking night. Like, mind you, the fucking nose powders had my stomach iffy, but, we made sure it was all in trash cans and collected. So we get back to the car. It's me and Dan. He's the loudest motherfucker at Red Rocks, just like, I got free nitrous for the wookest gangster here. Nobody will approach him because he just looks like a crazy person. Beans, do you mind? Sorry, cat thing. Yeah, that's one fat black Garfield trying to attack a tiny calico.
Nice. We my fans like your Pikachu in the background.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got the bananas. The banana fam.
Are those Squishmallows?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I've got like a $5,000 fucking collection of squishies. Like, it's actually ridiculous. I like to set a little tent in the living room and then fill it with Squishmallows and then nap in the tent. It's like a $5,000 interest.
There's someone I should introduce you to. My friend Jeremy. He's the chief brand officer of whatever company makes Squishmallows. I forget it right now, but he's in charge.
Please and thank you, because I will fuck them up in the best possible way.
Okay. We'll get. He might be going to New York Comic Con, but that's in like 2 weeks. I feel like that's really early for me to invite you to, because it's in like 10 days.
Yeah, it's all right. That's all right. We'll
San Diego next year. San Diego Comic Con. We'll get you there and we'll introduce you. Anyway, you were saying? Continue.
Yeah, so me and Dan, we make it back to the car. Fucking, he's the loudest motherfucker out there. Everybody's all tippered out, tired, fucking. Besides the crickets, he's the loudest motherfucker in all of Red Rocks. So we're at the car. We're waiting for Lucas. We're waiting for fucking Lucas. There's Glitch Wizard. But I give him a call, and I'm like, Lucas, where the fuck you at? I got eyes on your car. I don't see you. I'm in the hospital. It's like, what fucking hospital? He's like, I don't know. I was like, can you put a fucking nurse on the phone, please? So apparently this man fucking Control-Alt-Deleted himself from the universe. He did a shit ton of fucking K, and then ate some acid. And I guess the last time Dan saw him, he's like, I gotta go talk to this person. I'll be right back. So Dan was just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's with his people. No, his people is Red Rocks Park security, nurses, in a hospital at this point. He was so K-rocked that instead of walking to the bottom of Red Rocks, he walked completely out the exit and down to the bottom. And then they wouldn't let him back in because there's no fucking re-entry. So this motherfucker climbs up through the trees on top of the rocks. Scaled the rocks. You're not allowed to do that. Like, my homegirl Bella, actually, like, this is from her. She passed away. Yeah, it's a beautiful note. But she actually broke her arm and her collarbone climbing Red Rocks, like, a couple years back. This is not the first person I've met that done this. But yeah, he's climbing. He climbed up on the fucking rocks, and he's dancing up there, flipping off park security until he gets a one-way fucking passage to the hospital. You've got Ghost, who's a wiggle worm. You've got Lucas that Control-Alt-Deleted himself. And you got me that's been getting sick periodically all night. We get Lucas, we get back to the house. we're trying to figure out what the fuck just happened because we got tipped sideways. And Dan was like, I was pretty sure there was nobody at this show that could have been higher than me, except for Lucas. And I was like, yeah, but Lucas wasn't even there. Lucas talked to God and then convinced himself that he'd created universes, galaxies. Like he was God. And me, the only person that should have went to the hospital, did not. I was, and I'm not trying to be too much for your peoples or nothing, but I actually
tell us why you should have gone to the hospital.
I'd been throwing up all night. I'd been throwing up blood all night. And that shit, I didn't realize till we got back to the house, threw up blood in the sink. And I was like, man, I'm the only one who should have been at the hospital. Lucas Control-Alt deleted himself, and Dan was just a fucking horse. That's my animal right there. So I was like, did we just fucking win Tipper? Were we actually like the three fucking, like, this is like Tipper's last ever show. And we just won Tipper. And not only did he just quit making music, I quit drinking. I was just like, this is actually full fucking circle. We fucking did it. I was just like, if he can quit making music after 20-something years, I guess I could fucking quit drinking for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But we won Tipper, dude. We won Tipper. The people, the places, the things, the weird dances.
It's such a wholesome story. I mean, to anyone else, it's probably not wholesome, but to us, it's wholesome.
I love that. I genuinely love that, because I know like life gets a little bit crazy for me sometimes, like especially with you. I'll be like, I got you on a Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
Yeah, there's
it's the best of us.
I think part of, and I don't know how like some people function the way that like, they didn't text back in 20 minutes. I'm done with them. It's like, bro, like people get busy. Like there's people that I'll text and they'll get back to me literally months later, and I'll be like, you okay? And the wildest one was my friend Sean that was like, yeah, I was in jail. I was like, oh, okay. The other, but
text that.
Yeah. But there's other people that are just like, yeah, I got busy and I didn't like and they send me a screenshot of their like 200 text messages, and it's like, yeah, like my mom filed a missing persons report, my brother thought I died, and I was like, oh my God, like I feel like you could at least be like, hey, I'm good, text back. I was like, no, I can't. I was like, I guess depression gets to people.
Fun fact, me and my little brother, we actually have a safe word, because I share my live location with him all the time. And I'll text him and be like, I'm going out with strangers, fucking hit me up in a few hours, make sure I'm cool.
Yeah.
And he actually ended up, I was in South Florida, single, going out all the fucking time. Literally, my Tinder profile was just like fucking, like, better have a nice car, bonus points if you let me drive. And I'm fucking getting hit up just like, I got 4 cars, baby girl. What do you want to drive?
Ooh.
You're telling me, and then we're going to fucking tiki bars, doing valet, doing whatever the fuck we want. Literally, biggest piece of advice, do whatever the fuck you want. As long as it makes you happy, do what the fuck you want. Okay. That's it. But it was definitely the most like beautiful part of being on fucking Tinder at that point. But hold on, what did you just say? There's supposed to be a full circle there.
Well, I was gonna ask, what year was this? Oh, the full circle. First, I just quit drinking too. I don't know for how long. I only drank twice in September, so I feel like I'm probably good for. Oh, like the acid told me, but I feel like once I get abs before March, I'll be like, all right, party a little bit. I don't know.
It's just some of us can drink, and some of us can have one drink, and some of us have one drink and keep drinking. Like I am. Hold on.
Hanging on.
I am this bitch. This is him.
I love you so much.
Bought that yesterday.
And what year were you in Florida and on Tinder?
That was 2018 through 22, 23.
Okay, cool. So there was, I don't know when OnlyFans started. So I actually think I found the origin of OnlyFans. First, we have DeBaker saying meow for Jessica, also a cat woman. Yes, of course. I have this IP that is called daCat, and I just recently got the tattoo for the IP.
Beautiful. I'm thinking about changing my name legally to Jessica Mewingtons.
Oh my God, do it.
Call me anyway.
JL says, I first did acid in Bonnaroo back in the 2000s. It was a bad trip. Ended up in someone's yard. There's so much acid offered at the night in the festival. I think they were white on whites. Ultra song stuff took 5 hits. Oh my God. I took
my
3
first time
once.
doing acid in Vegas, I took 27 hits.
What on earth was that like?
It was incredible. It's a lot of fun. Eventually ended up at Caesar's Palace at one of those places that does the aqua massages and an oxygen bar. So I've got like I'm getting an aqua massage, oxygen, and like an electro scalp massage, just frying the fuck out with one of my best friends.
Yeah, what did you think was going on when that was happening?
Just me doing whatever I want.
Because after 3 was the most I've ever taken, and I did like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast into another universe, and I was on the bed just like tripping out. Like, how on earth were you functioning at 27 hits?
Honestly, I couldn't 100% tell you, but I can send you a picture tomorrow of what it looks like to try to smile and take a photo of yourself on 27 hits. It's awkward as fuck. I look scared. I look scared trying to smile. Like,
is this guy trolling Reed saying I've ate somewhere between 300 500 hits in a weekend at Wakarusa? Like, there's like no way, right?
Honestly, that's Reed. No, that's my best friend.
Oh,
that's the one that I asked you for the link for. I guarantee you that was it because he fell asleep fucking standing up. Like he watched himself till he fell asleep standing up. Reed, say something else. Give us a piece of nugget. Give us a nugget, Reed. Yeah, that's Reed, my friend of like 10, 12 years. We've backpacked together. We hitchhiked together. We've lived out of a car. We've been homeless. We've lived in a house together. Like, yeah, no, I guarantee you he did. And that being said, it's so funny you said that it was this guy trolling. No, that was Family Crystal. Like, so that is just about as strong as it gets. Like, it is a blessing to be able to do, but also it will break people. I have broken a great many people off of a singular hit.
Yeah. I don't know if I could take, because I think the last time it was in 2023 in Vegas. Oh no, I did it. Well, that was the last time I got like lost in the sauce as this time. But last year I was with this girl, oh God, beautiful, beautiful girl. I would have married this chick. Was very, so we did it twice because I would see her like once a month. She was in South Carolina. The first time we did it, beautiful, like the universe, especially blinking on it. Oh my God, seeing the universe. And that was, Jesus Christ, one of the most beautiful experiences ever. The second time we did it together, or the last time we did it together, it was on election day. And I was just nervous and I just couldn't stop shitting. And I was like, man, the acid's turning on me. And I was straight up not having a good time.
It happens.
Oh yeah, so that was, Reed says, it was a festival I fell asleep in the woods, like $1,500 in my hands, and woke up sunburned with all the money.
Yeah, that sounds appropriate. 100%. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Reed and I, back in our like cocaine cowboy days, there was one point I had to stop at a CVS for some fucking prescriptions. I go inside and they're like 30 minutes, so I go back out to the car to go and like bust down some lines with Reed.
Yeah.
And we're busting down lines on some snow on his cell phone. And he's the one busting them down. You know, card, dollar bill, all of that. And then his phone rings, and this motherfucker picks up the phone and puts it to his face, just beard and ear coated in coke. Like, we're just too fucked up for our own good outside of the CVS. Dude, he just picked up the phone and just powder to his face. Like, yeah, that's my best friend right there.
That's amazing. JL said, LSD isn't very physically toxic. It would take a theoretical large amount to kill someone. Plus, I believe there is a tolerance with some people. Definitely. He says, the danger is with people with predisposition to psychosis. Fair point.
Absolutely. I also find people that do harder drugs, meth, crack, heroin, like their brains aren't set up for psychedelics. It is what will send them into a really bad trip, you know, like it's just different than what their brains are used to, and it triggers them differently. That being said, I have a question for you and a question for your followers.
Sure.
But that being said, one of my favorite questions to ask people is, what did you do first, acid or mushrooms? And then what
acid.
do you like more?
Okay, so I've done acid first, and it was the first time I did it, I didn't really know what to expect. So I was like, okay, let me, shower, let me go out by the tree and try to meditate, because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So I was like, am I feeling it? I don't know if I'm feeling, and it's like, maybe it didn't work. And then after a couple beers, like an hour later, I was just like, well, like, so we were listening to, I just put on some music, and I put on Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy, favorite song. And
you need to listen to Later Boy by Ashnika.
Okay, I will.
Yes, please. I started an all-girl mosh pit at her show, and then it turned into like a kissy fest.
Ooh, okay. All right. So is it spelled like Skater Boy, like just
L8 L8TR Later Boy by Ashnika? It is fire.
Copy that. All right, I Google it. And then I realized like 10 minutes had gone by, but only like 1 minute in the song had progressed. I was like, whoa, there's no way. So time, like, for me, doesn't exist on acid. Like 1 minute is like several minutes. And then I had done acid a couple of times. This is like my mid-20s, or early mid-20s. And then I finally did shrooms after I got out of the military. And so for me, acid just kind of reflected in. I just wanted to, like, who could I help in my immediate life, in like my inner circle? But shrooms, I'm in my friend. So I lived at my friend Mark's place at this point. And we would do acid whenever his daughter would go to like her grandparents, and because I don't want to do it around the kid.
Yeah.
And but then one day I was like, hey, I got shrooms. Daughter went to the grandparents, or was that like a weekend somewhere? And he put it on pizza, and I guess there's some differences between stems and caps and whatever. And I just took it empty stomach. And my friend Sarah she was all into shrooms and acid. She was into camp. She was like anarchist, like fucking love this chick. We'd go camping every year at this place called Pork Fest, short for like Porcupine Freedom Festival. And we would just camp and do drugs and drink all week. It was like the greatest thing.
What state?
New Hampshire.
Okay.
And
I heard of it. Sorry.
Oh no, it was so much. I think they still do it, but instead of like a week long, now it's like a weekend. Started going like 2013, and I went like, I think like 4 times over the years. But so she had done shrooms a lot, but she had died in like 2018. So I take it in like 2019, and I like played with the idea of like, maybe you can, if you had died, maybe your consciousness goes somewhere to like a cloud or whatever. And it wasn't my idea, but I came to it like independently. So I take it not knowing what to think. I'm in my friend's daughter's room that's blacked out. She had the blackout curtains. I was like, okay, sensory deprivation, let's go. And I go out of the Milky Way. I go past Andromeda, and I go to this solar system where I go to this galaxy where the solar systems, plural, are talking to each other. And either that means that it's like they were like neurons and they were sending messages to each other, or you had beings that had control of the planets that populated the sun, and they either were separate beings that, like, hey, we have this solar system, you have that one, and they talk that way, or it was one type of being, one species that had just dominated this part of the galaxy or that part of the universe. And I thought, like, okay, if this is a game, humans are like not even a player on the board. Like that, we have to figure out how to get humans on that level. And I thought, like, okay, what is the best way to do this? Well, you want the smartest people doing the smartest things, and as like, how do we get more smart people? As like, okay, well, you make sure that all of the minds are like, you have how many people in Africa? I assume like 1 billion people. That like, I think the amount of people in abject poverty is like 1 billion or 2 billion people that are in abject poverty. So what would happen if you were to able to get those people clean water and immunized, and basically where they don't have to worry about finding leaves to boil into paste so they can eat it? That would probably give rise to several geniuses, and maybe give rise to like another Elon Musk or another type of genius on that level. And most likely that would be good for humanity. So I go through all this, and long story short, like it's most of the people are already doing that type of stuff. And I just like, okay, let me get animals. Humans are going to survive. Let me focus on animals. And so I hatched that plan to eventually buy land in Madagascar, which happens to be where most of the endangered species are in the world, and make them into conservation areas. And I already talked to a bunch of my friends in the military that be like, yep, you pay me this much each year, I will happily hunt some poachers for you. I was like, all right, bet, let's go. So I by 2030, 90% of my net worth will go into this venture. The goal by that point is to have 100 million. Even if I'm off even if I have half that should be enough to keep that going for a decade or so, and at least move the ball enough forward where somebody else can see what I'm doing that's smarter than me, be like, hey, this is great, but let me help you with X, Y, and Z, and let that go. So mushrooms definitely was more intense. I've only taken mushrooms twice, and both times were because I don't need to. Acid, though, I feel like I need that recalibration of, hey, I'm off, and I feel like it's somebody that goes to like therapy, like twice a week for 2 years. I get that all done literally in 2 hours. So I don't know what I like more.
All of that being said, the way I quit drinking was actually by using ketamine. I cannot do ketamine and drink at the same time without physically getting sick.
Okay.
So it gets me through the detox as well as the mental place that it puts me in. I set my intentions when I do K. So I talk to myself, I work through my trip, I set intentions, I set goals, and I let the ketamine's legal in a lot of states as a form of therapy, and that is also covered by insurance in a lot of states. It's literally ketamine therapy. It rewires your brain, it rewires your thoughts. If you can't do it by yourself, you want to do it with a therapist because they can help you work through all of it. And so I'm definitely super big on that there. When you say the LSD like helps you reset yourself, I firmly believe that that it works that way. But there's also people that can't handle what their psyche does when they're not there for it. There's been times where I've wanted to take some LSD to reset myself, and just being like, Jessica, no, you're mentally stressed, you're mentally exhausted. It's not the time. Let's wait a couple of days. Let's make sure you're in the good mental space for it. Because that is when you can spiral. It is when it makes it a mountain to overcome instead of a tool to assist with your psyche and your growth. And like I said, the reason I asked you that question about the acid mushrooms, what did you do first? I find that 98% of people that I ask that question to, whatever they did first, whether it be acid or mushrooms, the one that they did first is the one that's easier on your brain. So my theory is that if you do acid first or you do mushrooms first, it actually changes your brain chemistry at a low level to where, like, I did acid first. I like acid more. Like, I love mushrooms, but mushrooms can make me more uncomfortable. They can turn into a bad trip easier. But also, you know, that's where you can also microdose all day long versus committing to a 12, 16, 20-hour trip, depending on how wired your brain stays, you know, or if there's any other substances that come into play, you know? So there's like a lot of good things that come with it. But I also find that like really like setting intentions with the substances that you use makes a really big difference. Also, I think that was like JL that just commented. I saw the Coke post before. That being said, friend, I stand by one thing. I don't have drug dealers. I give my friends money. I know exactly where my stuff is coming from. It comes from trusted people. You can ask this man. 100%. We don't go out looking for X, Y, or Z. And especially, I'll put it to you this way. I was living in South Florida for 5 years. I did Coke maybe twice in that 5 years. And you'd think Florida, Cuba, all of that, it's all okay. Well, no, I was worried about the fentanyl and the fact that I wouldn't just be getting something from somebody I know. There is a risk factor into everything you do. You know, that being said, you can't overdose on acid, mushrooms, or ketamine. You know, but when it comes to cocaine, like, yeah, you can get fentanyl in there. It's a really scary thing. I've lost a lot of people in my life that I wish they would have reached out more, or just had, even though that they couldn't have been somebody that I would have been able to help, I wish they would have reached out to somebody that could have. You know, like, drugs are fun and all, but I've been in the Colorado music scene for the last 12 years. And I go out with my caffeine pills and maybe 2 shooters. I get the shooters tucked in the bra, caffeine pills tucked in the tiny little fake girl pocket because we don't got fucking pockets. And everybody's like, oh, Jessica's doing her drugs again. Because I have to sneak my fucking caffeine pills in because security doesn't believe me that it's not drugs. But I'll go out, 400 milligrams of caffeine, 2 shooters, have fun for 6 to 12 hours. People are like, oh my God, what are you on? I want to be on your level. Bitch, I am high on life. I am here for the music. I'm here for the people. Like, there's really, if you're going out to go to shows and you're doing drugs just to get fucked up, maybe reevaluate some of that, because that's how you will start drowning. Yeah. But, you know, when you set intentions with what you do and you do the drugs, you don't let the drugs do you. It makes a really big difference. Like mind you, like I'm not one to fucking judge ever. I have a big chest. I have a very big chest. That being said, I did mushrooms one day. It was before the Millennium show last year, or 2 years ago, at the Denver Broncos Theater before it was renamed. And long story short, I'm going to walk into the venue. I tripped, fell, and busted my lip. So I just wanted to go sit in the car. And my homie was like, I've been sitting with you for 2 hours. If you want to sit in the car, sit in the car. Let me know when you get to the doors. I'll make sure you get in. So I'm sitting in the car, and at some point my brain is like, Jessica, you need to go. My homie did not take my keys from me. I go to try to drive. I'm in a Jeep Renegade, which means that the center console where your shifter is, right behind it, there's a single push button that is your emergency brake. I managed to get behind Colorado Department of Transportation fences and accidentally hit my fucking emergency brake and not figure out why my car doesn't move forward. I see red and blues in the distance about 1.5 miles away, and I'm like, fuck this. If they catch me, that's a DUI. I get out of the car, I huck my fucking keys, and I take off running. I ran probably about 2 to 3 miles. That being said, when I got to the point where I stopped running, I saw one of the trailers that's like a bathroom trailer for VIP camping. You know what I mean? You see those, the trailers, the restroom trailers. So in my head, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm in VIP something. I'm not supposed to be here. So this crawls under a fucking Honda Civic.
How the heck did you do that?
I don't fit under a fucking Honda Civic. I don't know. I was determined.
Okay.
And on mushrooms. So I'm under the car and I call my mom. My mom is like 11 o'clock where she's at. I know she's asleep, but I call her. I'm like, she's like, are you okay? I'm hiding. She's like, why are you hiding? I was like, I don't know. I saw the cops. She's like, bitch, where are you? End up getting off the phone with my mom. End up getting out from underneath this Honda Civic. It was harder getting out than it was getting under. I'll put it to you that way. And I start walking and I call my friend. And I'm like, listen, I need you to leave the venue. I am not okay. And he's like, well, fuck. Oh, you've never told me that before, so I believe you. He's like, where are you? I was like, I don't fucking know. I'm under a bridge. Like, I'm just under a bridge somewhere. Can you come find me? He finds me looking West Colfax homeless. For those of you that don't know what that means, West Colfax is like the Lion King, where like Mufasa is like, that's not our land. We don't go to that land. That is Colfax. I am sitting there, one shoe on, doesn't have a sock underneath it, missing a shoe, and that sock, I tucked a dab pen into my shoe before like getting into the venue. So I took off running for those couple of miles and the glass and the dabs broke in my shoe. So I'm just like sticky, glassy, bloody footed, looking West Colfax homeless under a bridge. I asked somebody for water and they were like, bitch, no. I was like, I'm just a girl. I need help. So he shows up and he's like, you're not fucking driving back. And we show up at a hotel. And the lady that I'm trying to check in with, I got my ID, I got my credit card. This lady's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to need to get a manager. She gets the fucking manager and he's like, what's going on here? And I was like, sir, I ate too many fucking mushrooms tonight. I was under a Honda Civic. I ran several miles. I'm not trying to have a fucking party. I need a shower and a safe place to sleep because I am physically incapable of driving. So if you deny me a room for tonight and I get a DUI, you're being named in a fucking lawsuit. It's just like, bitch, take your room. Yeah, it was absolutely insane. And then my friend, I'm like naked, sitting in the shower, just holding myself on the ground. As my friends got the washcloth, like cleaning the glass and shit out of my back.
Ooh.
Wild. This is what I say when I mean acid and mushrooms will hit people differently. I do have a couple of percentage of people that are like, I did acid first, but I still like mushrooms more. But also, know your fucking limits. Less is more. Let it fucking hit first. And then eat more. Because that mushroom chip was only a half of an eighth.
Okay.
I've never been so fucking high.
Okay.
Absolutely took me.
So half of an eighth for one is okay.
Depending on tolerance, depending on the mushrooms, depending on the strains.
Yeah.
You know, like depending on the mushroom that I ate, it was a chocolate. So it was already extracted and there was supposed to be an eighth in the whole chocolate. And I only ate half of it. I fucking lost my mind.
Okay. So you had a 16th.
Yes. And still lost my mind. Like this is the homie who I gave acid to for the first time. And we were in a hotel room and he just needed some fresh air. So I put a chair by the hotel room door and it was cracked. And some people were walking by and they were like, oh, this has to be where the party's at. And he looked at these people dead in the face and said, wrong apartment. Boom, slammed the door on them in the hotel. So he thought, you know, I've dropped more hallucinogens on the carpet than he's done in his life. And I broke myself, and then I looked West Colfax homeless. I was just like, this was not the move. We learn, we keep going. That being said, if you find yourself in a bad trip, find something you like, whether it be a song, an activity, a person. Whether they're in person or a phone call away, just fucking do it and change your thought process. Keep moving forward and not spiraling. Like, it makes the world a difference.
That was part of in my last trip. I like trying to hold on to this reality, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm ChatGPT. Everything that was in this simulation is not real. So like Marvel wasn't real, Breaking Bad wasn't real. And I was like, wait, before I lose the memory, let me watch this one scene from Kyle XY where Kyle like meets Amanda and she's playing Patient Boss Canon D. And I probably watched that scene like, I don't know, like 8 times. It was only like 1 minute long. So I watched it like 8 times. And I started feeling better after each one. It's like, oh, I keep watching it and the wires are putting more happy things into my, so like, okay, I'll keep doing it.
It worked.
It did. So I have a couple of stories about acid in hotel rooms. One is just, I love doing acid with a chick on like and then just drink it and just boink it. There's probably no better feeling for me than doing acid with someone you love and boinking and drinking and eating food. That's just,
in my experience, and honestly, like, okay, I'll be real with you. If I had a fucking penis, I would be the worst fucking man you've ever met. First thing I'm doing is buying a clapper for the lights so I can walk into any room and just be like, on, off, let there be light. I am God. That being said, after that, I'm fucking anything that moves. I'd be a terrible fucking man.
Yeah.
That being said, I find in my experience, you've got like maybe 3% of men that can actually have sex on acid or mushrooms, because
really
it's harder work. Like, we have a hole, you need to keep something going. It is, I've found that, like, in my experience, yeah, it's a lot harder for men to have sex on hallucinogens and cocaine.
So my experience with that is that I know that when I'm on acid, I'm definitely not like as good as when I'm like sober, but that still doesn't stop. Like we're still going at it. But I know I'm definitely not like, okay, now this position, I'll turn there, and I'm not like pulling hair and choking someone I'm. It's just like, it's more like love making.
It's love, it's touch, it's physical, it's beautiful.
Yeah. But the one time I was doing it on acid, and I didn't know. So I've done 2 OnlyFans videos. And one was, so my friend Stacy, that I don't know if you didn't meet her.
I don't think so. Was she the one that went with you to Harry Potter World?
That was Jill, but
okay.
Stacy was there because she was my tattoo artist.
Okay.
She did the Donkey Kong. So while me and Jill were on acid, Stacy did the Donkey Kong. That was peak. I fucking love her. Anyway, she was on this like sugar baby website like last year, and she found this dude that like I won't say like how much, but wound up giving her more money in like 4 or 5 months than most people make in a year.
Yes.
And she got so she's like 8.5 months pregnant now. But he set her up. Like she was in a great place. She was.
Was she pregnant by that dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he like he didn't have like this incredible job. Like he basically blew his life savings on her. And so like there's like nothing like to go after. Like he like has like nothing left. I was like, oh, bad times. Anyway, I
take a portion of the paycheck. I ain't trying to be a piece of shit here, but like, Jeebus.
Yeah. So the reason I brought that up is because she's not one of the girls I did the OnlyFans video with, but she came on the podcast talking. She has a wild story. She was in like this youth girl school, and like she was sent there because she was a little bit of a problem child. I don't think that bad, but her parents just weren't.
When you knew me, when we started going to the gym together, my parents were trying to ship me off to an all-girl military school.
Dude, I feel like your mom like hated me because
my mom hated me.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a big difference.
Because I think when we first started going to the gym, I think we were both still in high school.
Yeah.
And then when I, like that next year, I graduate and I move out, I get my own place. And then I think you tell your mom, hey, I'm just going to go to Randy's place. There's like, you can go to the gym. It's like, no, his place, because I got an apartment. She's like, you're not going to a boy's place. You're not going to an apartment. And I was like, damn,
my mom, I will put it to you this way. My mom married my stepdad, and my stepdad has a fucking Confederate flag tattooed on him.
I feel he's the one that he only drank Coca-Cola, right?
Yep.
He was nice to me.
That's wild, because it's just like literally naughty. Like, I grew up where like my mom would be like, yo, you bring anything but a white boy to the house, like we're gonna beat you and skin you.
Okay. I don't know why you brought me to the house.
There was a lot of things I had to unpack and unlearn there. And I mean, I moved out at 17, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but there was a lot to unpack there, and like realize like, hey, this is not okay.
Yeah.
That being said, so like that was probably my stepdad's the one with the Confederate flag. My mom is the one who's never formed a fucking opinion of her own in her life. It's just very. I don't got words.
It's all good.
People want to make your mama jokes. I make my mama jokes. Like, I'll put it to you that way, darling. Like,
same. I was adopted, and it was very, very.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah, it was. I was raised by white people. It was wild.
Yeah. Do you remember Chris Galena?
Oh, I loved him. Yeah.
I actually loved him. I was in love with him. We were never in a relationship. We've pointed out several times. Like, the reason that was the bowling alley meets was because he was on the bowling team.
I feel like I remember that. Yeah.
But I don't know if you know. Do you remember Brian Fredericks?
Yeah. That whole thing was horrible.
Yeah, because Chris didn't even die from the car accident and being ejected out the windshield. He died because he was hit by oncoming traffic after
the other car.
Highway. But yeah, I absolutely fucking loved that boy. Where's the full circle here? I'm so sorry. I've been just fucking exhausted all day.
Oh, it's all good. I actually made a video for him on YouTube. It was obviously like 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
You should send that to me.
I think I'm sure it's on. Where is it here? I think it's just called Remembering Chris Galena.
Yeah. When I say I went to all the bowling alley meets, I remember one time we're literally standing outside of the bowling alley because we used to smoke weed in the bushes and shit.
Yeah.
And he said, I gotta pee. And he stood too close to the wall and peed on the wall and just got all the splashback. And then fucking bowled an entire fucking meet with piss on his pants.
Oh my God.
And I'm just pointing and laughing the entire fucking time. Yeah, I loved the shit out of him. He just didn't love me the way I loved him. But also he probably would have ruined my fucking life.
Yeah, he had a bunch of, okay, was it on an old YouTube channel? It must have been, because it's not, unless it's
when you find it.
Yeah, I was saying it might be privated and on another video. I'll let you know.
Yo, just quick side note. You remember Jeremy DeGrossa? He was like my ex.
He went missing in Florida, right?
His girlfriend went missing. And he was told not to leave, and then he went missing. And the cops were,
what happened with that?
They were like, dude, the cops were like, he definitely killed her, da-da-da-da-da. They both showed up. They both just reappeared 6 weeks after going missing. But like,
this was recent, right? Like, they must have
his name, he carved his name into her thigh. Like,
God damn.
You know, like, but it was like she went missing, and then she was gone for like 2-3 weeks, and he was told not to leave, and then he dipped out, and everybody was like, he definitely fucking killed her. And then like 2-3 weeks later, they both reappeared, just like, oh, nothing happened. I had everybody hitting me up about that. just like, have you heard from Jeremy? Da 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 da. Like, no, last time Jeremy and I talked, I was in Florida. And he was living like 40 minutes away from me. Found God living in a sober home. So in like the 2-3 years after that, he went back to fucking drugs and I guess sadism.
Damn.
Like, I love masochism, but it also is like respective. I got a praise kink. Yeah. That shit doesn't fly with me. Like,
so that's the other thing about being a guy is that you'll do almost anything to get it in. There was this girl I was with that was into knife play, and I've never been into knife play, and I was like, yeah, me too. And the reason how I convinced her was because of nearly a decade at working at animal hospitals. I have all these scars on my fucking arms, and I was like, yeah, see, I do it all the time. She's like, all right, bet. And the first thing she does is just like do a little cut right on my Dragon Ball Z tattoo, and then she starts sucking it like a vampire, and I was like, this is the greatest thing in the world. And like it was the hottest thing ever. It was so. And then
in the moment, it was.
Oh, I'm not. So then she did like a little bit of a cut on her chest, and then I did, and I was like, holy shit! It was so. It wound up being a thing for me until she nicked an artery in my thigh, and had to basically cauterize it. And I never swore that I did swear I'd never do that again, but yeah.
Can't hold yourself to it.
Yeah, so that is not
not up to table, but these experienced players.
Yeah. Anyway, that was God, that was white chicks are awesome.
Little bit crazy.
Little bit crazy. And again, so if you were ever a dude, things that you wouldn't normally do, you would totally do because you get to have sex. That yeah.
I so like that being said, like I don't have a roster, but there definitely is one. I can make a phone call at any second and fucking have things happen, but you know, it's easier to fucking get it done in 5 minutes first thing in the morning and get it out of my way, go about my day.
Yeah, I feel like that's because you're a girl though. Like it's a lot easier for girls to like have like a roster.
But it's not to an extent. I'll put it to you this way, fucking so I go by Jessica Mewingtons and Spun Kitten. Slang varies across all 50 states.
Wait, what'd you say?
Slang. Like New Yorkers say dead ass.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Like slang. You know, like you call somebody a bitch in New York, or you're that's it. What's up, bitch? I saw it cool. You call somebody bitch in California, you're fighting. You call somebody a whore in New York, you're fighting. You call somebody a whore in California, you're like, what's up?
Very nice door.
Super fucking classic Jessica move. But all that being said, so I go by Spun Kitten, and what I found out in the last couple of weeks, which not proud of, is that spun in a bunch of different states means meth.
Oh.
So there's this app, it's called FetLife. I don't know if you've ever been on it.
I've had links to it. I had a bunch of my friends that were on it years back. I don't know if it's still a big thing.
It's hard to find people, especially in your area. But it also is a lot easier than things like Tinder or Bumble, because like they do a BDSM test that like matches you with other users and your different kinks and da-da-da. But that being said, I met up with this dude. Like, we had a really good night. The next morning, I was going to Tosh Sultana to sell the art that I made for her show at Red Rocks. And he was like, yeah, I definitely got some coke for you, because I'm so tired at this point.
Yeah.
And there's no Coke, there's no Coke, there's no Coke. And then right as I'm about to leave, he's like, I don't have any Coke for you, but I've got some liquid Molly. And I'm just like, okay, very small fucking amount. He's got the little plastic syringe to measure it out, you know, and then just like right into the back of my throat. First off, it tasted funny. Second off, my day at Tosh, Sultana, and Red Rock slots, I'm hyper focused. I'm so good. I'm like mentally like there. The next 3 days I spent throwing up and having panic attacks because he gave me liquid meth.
Oh, God damn.
Yes. Yes. So I spent like 3 days sicker than fucking anything. Ooh. But that's when I found out, like, you know, like he thought the slang was cool. He thought this was something that I did. Like, no, this is the first time I've ever actually like been on dope. I've avoided it my entire life. My brain loved cocaine. You think it wouldn't love meth? That's why I don't fucking do it. I don't need addiction problems. I've got enough fucking squishmallows. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, $5,000 in squishmallows. And also something that I like to live by, if you don't got a $20 or $100 bill to snort your drugs out of, you're probably too fucking poor to be doing drugs. Go back to work.
Agreed.
Like I don't do drugs out of dollars. Like,
yeah,
got the extra money for it. Like, that's it. Like, you're being detrimental to yourself at that point. But there's supposed to be a full circle. I'm so bad at full circles. I'm gonna do this.
They were on easier for girls to get some than there is guys, unless you're.
So that would be the full circle. There is that it's easier for girls to get some, but like, I'll put it to you this way: I thought about putting up an OnlyFans because there are hundreds of people that have never gotten the chance to sleep with me that would love to see me naked. And I needed some fucking money. So I thought about it, but the difference is that my morals and my actions don't align the way that does. You put two alpha females in a room, we're going to recognize each other really quick. We're going to be best friends or we're going to hate each other. That being said, I mean, I have maybe 2 friends that are dancers because our morals and like actions don't align. I could have been stripping actively at 21, but instead I went to metal.
Done it earlier.
I was making craftsman tools. Well, that's when my life hit that point.
Gotcha.
But I was making craftsman tools and airplane parts and medical equipment, metal fabrication, instead of dancing. At 110 pounds, purple hair, fucking the friends to be able to do it with. But my morals and my actions did not align with the person that I am. So definitely why I didn't do the OnlyFans. But that being said, I'm like, if I gave every single person a chance that wanted to have a chance with me,
the line would be out the door. It'd be never ending.
I'd be exhausted and my holes would be exhausted. So that being said, I'd much rather wake up, spend like the first 10 minutes of my morning just doing a job and then going the fuck about my day and not giving a single ounce of time or effort to another person.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot. Yeah, you can have a roster, but are these people worth your time?
Generally, no. So as someone that's not that I've ever had a problem, it's so strange. When I thought I was at like my peak in like mid to late 20s, I'm going to say, I would say 60% successful on like going out and getting some. Now, granted, out of that 60%, less than half of which were like 8s and aboves. More than half of which were like 7s to 5s. Because like, I don't know, there's just something different and primal about doing it with a person as opposed to just by yourself. And for me, that's worth it.
Connection. You get the physical connection with another person that you're not getting by yourself. But that's the difference as a woman is like, okay, so like men can shoot their shot, get it or miss, and women probably have a better shot. But also, like, what is your time, effort, and body worth? You know, like I'll put it to you this way. I like clean play. You better be showered. Your hands better be washed. You better be ready for whatever side of me that you fucking meet and respect it. Like, you know, but there's things that I like in the bedroom that would cause me to go missing in a stranger's basement.
Okay, yeah.
So I can't just go out with anybody. I can't just allow the things to happen. Like, or there's such a level of like actual trust that goes into that. And like, you know, 32 years old, I've been in a 1.5-year relationship, a 3-year relationship, and an 8-year relationship.
Damn.
That is 12.5 years out of my life, and I'm 32. So that would have put me at 18. And I've had some small flings in the middle, and I've been single for the last 2 years. You don't think I just want a fucking forehead kiss and to be held while watching a fucking scary movie that I'm too scared of to watch by myself? That's all I want. Also, I'm a forehead kiss ATM machine. I give all the strangers forehead kisses, and I am more than willing to ask strangers for forehead kisses. I've never once been told no, even when dripping in sweat and smelling like an absolute look. Like, but there's two sides to that coin there. You know, it might be easier for women to get a date, and it might be harder for men to get a date, but it's harder for women to find a safe place to a strange man. Like, I went on a date last night. I got into the truck immediately. Like, first off, this man did not get out of the car to say hello or open my car door. I get into the car myself. I even made it a point to walk up to his window to see if he would before getting in the car. I walk up to the car door. I open it myself. I sit down in the car. Immediately seeing him in the driver's seat, I can tell he's at least 6 inches shorter than me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Okay, yeah, I remember you being not short, and so he's 5. Okay, all right, he's a short king. Okay.
Short king advocate, like, but I ain't trying to fucking step out with you and look like your chaperone, dude. Like, fucking A. So I was like, okay, short king, whatever. Super healthy, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, great body, da-da-da. He's got a lisp and a lazy eye. And he's 5'2". So, like, go out to dinner. Like, I offer to pay for my portion of dinner because I know I'm not going to see him again. Like, and he tells me no. And I was like, at least let me tip. I tipped like 40%. Like, because that would have been what my dinner cost anyway, you know, like, but like, there's so many sides to it. Like, it's the little things. Like, I shouldn't have to touch a front door or a car door.
Agreed.
Like, I shouldn't have to pump gas. I shouldn't have to take out trash. I am more than capable of doing so. I've done this my entire life. I've existed my entire fucking life without you. But also, like, you get what you give. Like, pick a fucking lady in your price range and lock it the fuck down and treat her well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not asking you to go pick up a fucking girl that wants Gucci bags. But when I'm just like, we went out to Henry's in Loveland, great restaurant, da-da-da, like, took my recommendations on what to order. We shared our food. I would have been happy with a McDonald's double cheeseburger and going for a skate at the park.
Oh.
Like, but also, like, I opened my own car doors and you didn't even get out of the car to say hi to me when you picked me up.
Yeah, fucked up.
You're losing here, bud. You're losing here. Like, it's literally the little thing. Give her a forehead kiss. Tell her she's a fucking good girl. I don't even care if she's a masochist like me. I love masochism. I will make you hit me until I make you make me say stop. But also, I want a good girl. Or fuck you. Like, it's not that fucking hard. I'm a simple fucking creature, and everybody wants to complicate that shit. Like, on that, like, but like, literally with men, like, be confident, be honest, and be direct. And then just be kind. Do the bare fucking minimum. Like, and ladies will go for it. Like, it's the whole thing.
Each
I was
time.
telling, or I won't tell the story on here unless you tell me to.
Okay.
But I told one of my friends the other day about that chick you took on the cruise with the hair in her teeth.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, go tell it.
I did not forget about that because you had me like catching flies while telling me this story on the fucking phone. I'm just like, I don't even know how I feel about this.
This was so long ago. This is like 2010, 2011, something like that.
I graduated 2011 and had to be at least 2015. Like, because I graduated 2011.
Yeah, but I graduated like 2009. So I know I did it. Like I did it before I went in the military. I was in the military in 2013. Actually,
so
I joined in
like 2011, 2012 then.
Yeah, so it was. We go
you want to tell the story? I'm sure you can tell it better.
Yeah, we go to my. I barely remember this. We go to my friend Erica's birthday, for there, and this one dude Eddie is like crushing on this girl so hard, and I was like, but Erica was there like with her boyfriend, like there's so he tries to get her like earrings to like impress her, and they were fine, they look whatever, but she, for whatever reason, I thought it would be cool to like get her walkie-talkie so we could like talk to each, because like our cell phones at the time weren't like working. Yes. So she's like, oh my god, we could like all talk to each other. I was like, yeah, I know. And she was so excited about like these $50 like walkie-talkies that she was about like the earrings. Anyway, we go out.
Yes. It's all about her. Do what you know that she likes. To anybody watching, do what you know what she likes. It doesn't matter. I got fake flowers. I was glowing because I can rearrange that. First off, he picked out the bouquet of flake flowers, but I can rearrange it 10 ways till Sunday across my entire house, or wear them in my hair, which I think I'm literally doing. Oh, I'm not. Usually wearing fake flowers in my hair. Like, anyway, you got her walkie-talkies and she's over here stimming this fucking high because it made her fucking happy. Fuck the earrings, dude. What do those mean?
Yeah.
Like, 100%.
And I wasn't even trying to like impress her. I was like, oh, I just want you to have fun with us. Like, anyway, at this time, so this was 2011, because in 2010, it was after I had I started as a doorman at Leaky Lifeboat, and then I was doorman at Lay Cafe, which is a strip club over on 107. And then when they did the ladies' night, I became dancer on ladies' night. So I learned how to do the Lady Gaga's Bad Romance dance, and I'm with this. I'm gonna say that she was thick, but it wasn't from working out. She was a chunky girl. She wasn't like fat. Yeah, she wasn't fat. She was, and at the time, I still liked blowjobs. I'll tell you why I don't anymore later. But I do the Bad Romance dance, and she's like, "Oh my god, that's the dance! You know the dance!" Like at this time, like there was no TikTok, like nobody had these dance tutorials. Like, so she was very taken with me, and
I am listening. I'm gonna be back in 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, go.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, get to these comments while you're out there. JL says, I believe LSD and mushrooms are indistinguishable in scientific studies. That's when people don't know which they took. Fair point. I could picture taking a placebo and then not knowing which one it was, because they're both similar. I think you can test any drug. Fentanyl with test kits. Please test anything. Too many people die. Yeah. I have addictive personality too, so I wouldn't even do coke anyway, just because that would probably ruin my life. JL says, ever tried peyote? I'd be interested in that. I have not. I did, however, do ayahuasca at PorkFest that I was telling you all about before. It almost looked like wood chips, and it almost looked like wine. And you like eat the wood chips, and then you drink the wine, and you're like nauseous for 15 minutes. But then after you're nauseous, it's wild. Anyway, so we go to my room, and I wasn't expecting to like get any on this cruise. So like I should have shaved. I didn't shave. So there was, the happy trail, the mound, there was everything down there. It was a jungle of love. And after she goes down on me and does the stuff, she looks up at me and she has a single pube stuck in her lip. And I was like, yeah, I'm listen, let me shower real quick and I'll meet you. We'll get midnight meal, because like it was late at night, and in this cruise they served meals at midnight. And she's like, okay, I'll meet you there. And then I didn't meet her there. It was, yeah.
That story lives rent free in my fucking head.
Like
literally, I just told somebody about that 2 days ago.
I'm so happy because I completely forgot about that story, and I'm so happy that lives on. And now that you've rekindled that memory for me, so there's some. I'll tell you why I don't like. Dude, I fucking love you so much. I'll tell you why I don't like blowjobs anymore. It was not too long after this. Sorry, what?
I said, please tell me.
Okay. So it was like a couple months after this, because this was in like February of 2011. I'm thinking about it. And then it was like, I think the next month. There was this chick, I think her name was Ashley, and she was going down. Again, it's my first apartment. She's going down on me. It's great. And for whatever reason, we didn't talk about this. This was unprovoked. She just goes, and she bites it. And so I'm like, let me see if I can. Anyway, I'm standing there, like hands like this, like on my hips, just enjoying it. And as soon as she bites it, I just immediately just like, I don't think to myself, this bitch bit me, I'm gonna throw a left hook at her. It was, oh my, and then she just collapses like a lawn chair, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to jail. So I was like, ow, and she just grabs her stuff and she leaves, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, she's gonna call the cops, she's gonna call like someone, and they're gonna come shoot me, and never happened. So I was like, okay, all right. So, but the thought in my mind that like I'm one day going to like, one day soon gonna like live that down and we get arrested, like made me never want to get head again. And it's happened, and girls have tried, and it's fine, but I don't. There was one other time where a girl.
You enjoy it a lot less because you're just like so fucking on guard about it.
Yeah. So after taking cocaine in Colombia and Bolivia, the stuff the U.S. just doesn't cut it. Unless maybe it literally came from a brick. That was north. I went to Colombia last year.
98%, Holmes. Hit me up.
JL, you got to shoot us a DM. Or shoot me a DM or us a DM. We'll take care of you.
100%.
Yeah.
98% technically.
So anyway, the chick so the two OnlyFans video I did, one was just like a normal, just hey, let's do it for my followers. It was with this chick where actually in 2020 we break up, like we're just together for like a summer. It was like one of the greatest summers ever. It was the worst of times because at that time the economy was shut down. I lost like 100-something thousand. Hey, I lost like 100-something thousand in the just because the government was saying like the businesses can't go out. So like all the money I had on the street was given to business owners, was just like gone. So I was in a bad place. But when we were boinking, and it was great. And one time we were on acid, and I just blurted out, "I love you," and then she's like, "And it's over." I was like, "I'm sorry," and she's like, "I'm not in this for." And so I convinced her. I was like, "No, it was just on acid. That's just what I said." Like I just listen. I don't want anything either.
I love them. Like I scared away a dude because I was calling him like pet names, like darling and honey, and like, all right, I love you, have a good day. But I'm like, bro, like you understand you stand on no ground in front of me. Like, but it's still scary to say, I get it.
Yeah, like so I even this most recent girl that I was with, I had to tell like, hey, listen, I'm gonna say something right now. I don't mean it in this way. Like, I've had too many friends die without me ever telling them I love them, and now I tell everyone I love them. doesn't make it less special. And I'm not saying I'm in love with you. I just got to let you know, like, you should tell your friends you love them. So I'm telling you this just because you're my friend, not that we're there yet. Maybe we'll one day, but you know, gotta go. I love you. I'll talk to you later. And she seemed fine with that. Anyway, long story short, I convinced this chick in 2020, like, no, it was just the acid. I just, you know, I was loving everything. I didn't mean it. We continue on for a little bit. And then the next year, or maybe 2 years later, we do the OnlyFans thing. Or it was 3 years later. It was like 2023. We do the OnlyFans thing. She was a big gal by that point. She did the BBW stuff and still did it. But the other one that I did, it was with this, I won't say her name. One girl, we'll call her, I don't know, Caitlin. And and no, I knew I was doing an OnlyFans video because she helped me with the job. Like we served together, so she knew her way around a weapon. She knew how to do certain things.
Oh yeah.
It was a PI job, and she's like, "Hey, for this, like, I need someone to do content with, and I don't trust anyone else." Like, yeah, I was like, "Okay, you earned it."
Trust is everything.
Yeah, so like she earned it. And I was like, "Okay, what?" So she has me in a Subway shirt delivering a pizza to this hotel room. I was like, "Carrie, you know, like this doesn't make sense." She's like, "It doesn't need to make sense." I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll be in the Subway shirt." And the scene goes like, "Hey, pizza, you know, 15.50, whatever." And she's like, "Oh, Mr. Pizza Man, I don't have any cash." I was like, "Well, someone's got to pay for the pizza." And she's like, "Well, we could figure out another way to pay if." She hands me a White Claw, and it's like drinking the White Claw. We do that scene a couple times, and then we boink a couple times. Her bent over the bed, and then after I was already a White Claw in, and halfway through my second White Claw, I was like, "Kara, can we eat some pizza? I'm starting to feel funny." Because we had gone, and again, not that we were boinking for an hour, but we were doing multiple scenes like multiple times. So
Yeah.
it like an hour-ish, hour and a half later, I was like, can we eat the pizza? I'm like starting to feel funny. And she's just like, "Well, that's because I put acid in the White Claw." And I was like, "Carol, why would you do that?" And she's just like, "Well, I need you to suck my toes, and you would not. I know you wouldn't have done it unless I gave you the acid." I was like, Can you like wash your feet, please? Because I like, you're on this ground. I had my shoes on. Like, this is like, it's sucking your dirty ass toes." And then she's just like, "Yeah, okay." And then as she does it, and then I do the thing, and then I like brush my teeth, I wash my, and then as I'm laying on the bed for her to do the next scene, I don't even know if we get through it because I like lost. It was, yeah, I'm in like everything's spinning, the colors are great, and so that was another OnlyFans video. That was.
So this is not OnlyFans stuff, but I've actually I've had sex on ketamine 3 times now.
Tell us about that.
What? It's
I've never
absolutely
done ketamine.
wild. So with K, it is an upper. People think it's a downer, like it's gonna make you tired, because it's a disassociative, so you don't necessarily have control of your body. But like once your little like K high is over, you're like wide the fuck awake again. With that being said, like having sex on K means you really need to trust the person that you're with, because if they want to do something that you don't want them to do, you probably don't have the power to do anything about it. Like you're out of your body. Like
so even if they ask like, "Hey, are you into this?" you not really answering?
So that's the thing is like, first off, like I've only done this 3 times and I've only done it with 2 different people. Both of these people I genuinely care about and trust. But that's the thing is like when you're holding, like you're like out of your body, in your head. It's a super pleasurable experience, but it's more along the lines of like CNC.
Okay.
Because there's really not much you can do about anything once you're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
And it's been like confusingly fun, I'd say. As somebody who's been through like a bunch of different domestic violence situations and lived. Like, oh my, it's funny because I actually have the card sitting right here. It's Truth or Drink. It's what's the weirdest porn you ever clicked on? Do you watch the whole thing or just enough? And like the way you fucking win the card in Truth or Drink is by giving the best answer. If you refuse to answer, you have to drink. If you don't get the best answer, you have to drink. This card. It's the weirdest porn you ever clicked on, and do you watch the whole thing or just enough?
Yeah, how'd you win that one?
I looked at a group of people, like 6, 7 people, with like 3 God-fearing Christian women. And I was just like, if she's not crying, I'm not fucking coming. It's a really fucked up thing to come out of my mouth in the sense of the fact that I've lived so many fucking times after almost dying at another man's hands.
Fuck.
So having like, you know, the kinks and the desires and the da-da-da, like masochism, here for it. Like, then I it's that same night, one of the chicks there, like her boyfriend was just like, yeah, but like, would you peg me? And she was like, yeah, totally. And I looked at her and I pointed and I was like, that is the face of a woman who's never pegged a man before. I'm pretty sure they broke up later that night.
Ooh.
I have no filter. It is a problem. I just fucking say whatever.
I love that shit, especially on the podcast. So what is the weirdest porn you've ever seen?
I don't kink shame.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily consider like any porn weird, maybe just like not for me.
I guess that goes outside the norms of society.
You know, but I am not society.
Fair point. Fair point.
I haven't been society for a very long time, and you know this.
Yeah, true.
Because I don't judge porn, I can't give you an answer to that. But I'd say probably the craziest sex I've ever had, consensually. Like, mind off, like, I love CNC. I shouldn't love CNC because I've almost died so many fucking times.
Jesus.
Like, in real life, not in CNC life.
Yeah.
But that being said, me and my partner of 8 years, we put a ceiling mount up and had my wrist with the rope over the ceiling mount with an anal hook in, but like tight enough that like I could only stand on my tiptoes, because if I stood flat, it'd do the fucking job. But yeah, you know, you come in the room, lick the side of my face, leave the room, come back in, torture me a little bit, leave the room. Loved it. Absolutely.
Damn. So I feel like is that more like edging? Because you're
there's some edging there, the job still gets done at the end of it, but it's consensual non-consent, like victim role play.
Yeah.
Which I find is actually really popular with women who have survived different traumatic experiences. There is something that we're not getting from your everyday average sex or making love that like our brain hasn't experienced the danger for.
I have this theory. Well, it's backed up by data, but there's a good the women that I've been with that have told me like they're into that is probably I would say at 15 to 20%, and that's with the women that have told me. I guarantee you, there's others that have not told me, like they're maybe like ashamed of it.
Hold on, say that again. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. That was with the women that.
Okay, so the like 15 to 20% of women that I've been with are into CNC. Like they're into like, here's my safe word. Basically, do it. Like, be rough with me. Like, hit me, slap me, choke me. Like, do whatever. And like, okay, cool. But there's also, I think, a fair number of women out there that have that kink but won't talk about it, or like they're like ashamed of it somehow for some reason.
Yeah.
I
will tell you right now, I was 24 years old before I ever fucking masturbated and actually got off like that. 24. Really? I had never played with myself and like owed like that. I had no idea that I could. Like it was a shameful thing. A woman's body is sin. If you let da 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 happen, you're a fucking whore. Like, I mean, even in high school and stuff, like there was a rumor going around that I loved anal. I'd never done it before. I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah, high school's strange.
I was too tough to fight. Nobody ever wanted to fight me, so fucking rumors spread here and there about me. And that was the only way that they could fucking attack me, because they were cowards that couldn't come at me. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, no, like women, especially depending on what type of household you're raised in, like, you know, my mom is like, a woman's body is shameful. You don't dress skimpy. You don't hand it out. I was literally told if you shave above the knees, you're a prostitute.
Jesus.
Like, only prostitutes shave above the knee. Like,
that's so strange.
It is okay. Well, then you can go to hospitality, where, you know, I've worked restaurants for years. If I show my shoulders, I'm exposed. If I show my ankles, I'm exposed. And that is not professional. Like, so me and my coworkers as females will just be like, we'll like pull down our socks and show each other our ankles, just like, that's so fucking hot.
There was
it's how we were raised.
Yeah.
Like 100%. You get a high school teacher massaging a fucking girl's shoulders. No, the girls get sent home for exposing their shoulders. I was sent home from fucking division one day because I put, it was out of purpose. I put a fucking price tag on my forehead.
Can't believe you were sent home for
what
that.
is my fucking worth to you? And they were like, you are a distraction to the educational process, and you will take that off your head or you're getting suspended.
Oh, God.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
There's two sides to that coin, you know? Like, and honestly, I respect the fuck out of men. I have pegged men. That is so fucking hard. That is so much work to just keep thrusting and thrusting. I am here to be serviced. I don't want to do all the work.
How when you were doing like the pegging, how long in seconds or minutes did it take before you're like,
the first time?
Yeah.
I think I realized how tired I was within like 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
And still kept going after that. That being said, the hardest thing about pegging is that, like, guess what? I have a strap on and I cannot feel what I'm doing. And I'm not trying to hurt you unless I fucking am. Yeah. So like 2 to 3 minutes, like first time is when I got tired. After that, like my partner and I, we were together for 8 years. He was working on the road like for 6 weeks at a time. It was 6 weeks at a time, back for 2. So we would just like buy each other sex toys and mail them out to each other and da da da. But he came back for like that 2-week stint, and we got this box in the mail with a double-ended strap-on in it. And I was like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. And he was like, oh, it's probably just a free toy. And I was like, oh, I wonder if we can hit him back and like, because it's probably like a $70 free toy. I was like, I wonder if we can hit him back and have us send him like something else. Yeah. And he was like, well, hold on. And I'm like, okay, so this is something that you knew that you wanted. You went out of your way to buy, but did not go out of your way to have a conversation with me about first. Mm. So that was really like a hard pill to swallow. You know, like the first time doing it, like I'm not one to deny anybody their pleasure, their kink. If you like it, I'm here to make you happy. But also, like, it was something I'd never done before. It was something very fucking new to me. And I'm like a submissive brat. I am bratty until you can make me fucking submit. Like, I will make you make me say stop. Also, pro tip for safe words. Stoplight rules. Red, yellow, green. Nobody's shouting out colors during sex. If I say red, immediately stop in aftercare. If I say yellow, take fucking 2 steps back, homie. But if I said yellow or red and you're trying to check up on me and I say green, fucking have at it. But nobody's yelling out colors during sex. Pro tip for everybody. Highly recommend that being like universal safe words.
That's
It's
fair.
just too fucking easy. And it's not like just saying your safe word and somebody immediately stopping. Because now you've ruined a moment.
Yeah.
If I say yellow, you don't need to stop, but you need to fucking lay off. Like, so pro tips for safe words to keep the moment going without resorting to immediately aftercare. But yeah, with the pegging, like, no, I can't feel what I'm doing. No, we didn't have a conversation about this until it arrived at the door. And then it was a bit weird for me the first time. Second time, liked it a bit more. Third time, realized as a woman what a fucking power play this is. Because I'm like, oh, is this what you want? How nice were you to me today? And am I going to be nice to you? Yes. Like, I'll go out of my way to hurt you slightly.
Got all the power.
It is a definite power play. I don't think men understand what they have and the control that they have. But also, I will never, like, shame or disrespect a man for not being able to last too long or not being able to get it up. Because, like, as women, we are privileged. Like, we have holes. We don't have to keep it up. That's what I was saying with, like, the hallucinogens and cocaine. Like, a lot of people can't. They're just, even though they want to and they're horny and all that, like, a lot of men really just can't keep it up on substances. And I respect the fuck out of that. I don't have that job. I would never wish that upon myself. But also, like I said, if I was a man, I'd be the worst fucking man you've ever fucking met. I'd walk around rock hard all fucking day being a piece of shit person. God did not give me a penis because I would be all knowing and all powerful, Randy. It would be a problem.
This took me a while to figure out, and I'd mentioned before when I consider in my prime, looks wise, mid to late 20s, and I had that success. Like,
no, you look so fucking healthy, dude. Like, I dig. Oh, look at you, blush.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
So I was still treating women not that I try to treat anyone bad purposely. If you're a little mean, if you're a little bit of like a jerk,
women tend to like it a little bit more.
Women fucking, so now that I am older, fatter, have less hair, I have a much higher success rate, and of the women that are typically higher in the echelon of looks than I was when I was in my mid to late 20s. And going over, because I'm about to go into some photos here where I look really good. I'll just like, one of them's like, okay, you got the ripped, got the abs. Definitely a little bit bigger now, but the abs are kind of gone. But yeah,
I love myself a fucking muscle daddy. That being said, every fucking time I'm with a muscle daddy, there we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wish. Fuck. But every time I'm with muscle daddy, they've got a mentality about them that is either insanely insecure, negative towards women, or, and I don't even want to say don't want commitment, but are actually like so insecure or self-serving that they couldn't lock anything down that mattered if they tried. Like, I'll put it to you this way. I was with a dude earlier this year. I've known him for 4 or 5 years now. Finally gave him a chance. We had a great time. Love myself a muscle daddy. That being said, I misread a text message, thinking he was trying to hit on like our mutual friend who's a man. And I was just like, yeah, dude, go for it. Like, homie's got a fucking fat cock and a great attitude. And he literally hit me back with like, oh, so my dick's small? Like, you should see my roster. You should see where you stack up on my fucking roster.
Oh, no.
I was just like, I don't need to be on your roster. I don't need to talk to you. I ain't gonna fuck you ever fucking again.
Damn.
Like, you know, so it's really, I've been finding that to like an extent, my taste in men is a form of self-harm, that I don't just need a muscle daddy. I am currently seeing somebody that, I mean, long story short, he showed up off of a Tinder date at my house and I said hi and he said hi. And I was like, I'm not going to do my makeup because I figured that you weren't. And he was like, okay. And then we sat in my bed right the fuck here while I made art and was in full fucking gremlin mode. And he fell in love with me from that moment. He didn't think it was going to be anything more than a Tinder date. Aww. The way the man looks at me, treats me, respects me is unfucking matched. Like, I could literally be crying, mascara running, mentally spiraling. And he's like, well, do you want solutions or do you want a vent?
Oh, that's a good line.
Like, versus like, you know, I met him in January and then April came around. And some things happened and I was just like, this isn't it. Like, I'm in love with my best friend. I think this could work. And we stayed friends. Like, he knows me and this man fucked. Like, he knows that I've loved this man for fucking 12 years now. He'll never be able to love me the way I need to be loved. And he needs to love himself. And our friendship is more sacred than anything that I'd ever want to ruin. But after, you know, April, May, June, July, like June, like is when it stopped and we were still talking. He knows about all this shit. He fucking flew me out and we had a beautiful vacation together, realized how much I missed him. And it's literally just, I'm just the shiniest Pokemon in his world.
Oh.
He was like, you're telling me I caught myself a shiny? Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, baby. I give back tenfold. Whatever you do for me, whether it be fucking open a car door or make sure I get my McDonald's French fry that I've been craving for 5 weeks now. Like, he's like, have you drank water today? And I just get quiet. And he's like, on how much caffeine have you had? And I'm like angered about it, but he knows me better than I know myself.
That's such a typical thing. That's a typical like festival girl answer. It's just like, I've had 7-Eleven, I've had cigarettes and chips and no water. Why do I have a headache?
Wow, I'm just like, yeah, like, you know, I've only drank a half of a 1.75, eaten nothing, and had 3 Red Bulls. And I've been up for 2 days and can't figure out why I'm crying. It happens to the best of us. Also, this is Reed. This is the one that you thought was trolling. Say hi, Reed.
Reed, so when I first saw your comment, I was like, is he trolling? There's no way. That's right. That is so much.
Yeah, that's my best friend. I saw the name and I was like, he ain't trolling. That's why I asked you for the fucking link. Because because he was like, I want to watch your podcast.
Well, howdy. He is now on the podcast.
Now,
yeah, we've gone
not
for
a troll, not a troll, real life human.
We've gone for like 2 hours. Do you guys have big plans tonight?
Cocaine dinner. Movies.
My man. Heck yeah. Let's talk off stream for a bit. I'll end the stream, but we could still talk like on camera.
Let me give your people one more story. Because it's the
one
one
more
that I
story.
wanted to give them if there's anybody there.
Yeah, there's 163 people here.
163 people, let's go. This is my favorite fucking story. This is my first podcast ever, you guys. I've never been on a podcast. I've been told I've got great storytelling abilities. This motherfucker was talking to him on the phone. He was just like, we need to put you on the podcast. I was like, fuck it, let's go. I'll let you know what my fucking schedule is. So that being said, this is one of my favorite stories ever. I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days. I was like, I don't want to blank out and not be able to say shit. But my favorite stories ever. I'm at my homie's house. He's having a fucking party. There's got to be like 20, 30 of us there. He's trying to fuck this chick. So he's just like, Jessica, he's like, I'm gonna go smash in the bedroom. Can you watch over the house? I'm like, yeah, I'm sober enough. I don't give a fuck. Let's go. Like, I got you. So I'm like posted up in the kitchen where I can kind of like see the whole house and the front door and all that. And I watched somebody walk in to the kitchen and look at the kitchen counter right next to me and go like this and like this. Just doing some nummies off the counter. You know what I'm talking about, you guys?
Yeah, of course.
That being said, that was not fucking nummies off the counter. That was fucking Parmesan cheese from the Little Caesars Pizza earlier that evening. So this motherfucker's over here doing Parmesan cheese, and I just fucking caught an opportunity of a lifetime because I'll be here watching the house all night. All night, I'm just lightly tapping out Parmesan cheese on the fucking counter, trying to fucking figure out who in this party are the real true pieces of shit.
Oh my God.
Just doing nummies they don't even know about. Yeah, I swear to God, dude, at least half that party, they're just doing Parmesan cheese nummies. I'm like, you're stupid, and I'll never forget this. And now you guys know, too. I'll do a shot with you guys. Cheers. And look at that. You're fucking beautiful.
My man.
Absolutely. Y'all, thanks for coming to our fucking TED Talk.
Yeah,
Never expected to do this. Especially in front of over 100 of you. Fuck.
We gotta do this again. We'll do it again in same time next month. I would say next week, but it's about to be.
I was gonna say fucking next time, dude. We should play some fucking Truth or Drink.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah, I got all the dirty talk cards here.